Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw, the night officially after WrestleMania. And there is Mark Henry. He is the new World Heavyweight Champion. He is choosing not to bring out that World Heavyweight Championship. From what we understand, not only is this a celebration for him becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion, but after what occurred after winning that World Heavyweight Championship last night, Mark Henry certainly has a lot on his mind after not only defeating Drew McIntyre, but Sami Zayn would come out, and who is the new Mr. Money in the Bank for Monday Night Raw, would come out. He wouldn't tease a cash in. He would come out and congratulate Sami Zayn would come out to congratulate Mark Henry, but Mark Henry did not like that. So he is going to address that situation right here, right now. Months ago, when I came back to WWE for one last run, you fans embraced me, and I absolutely enjoyed it. And then I would go on to have some matches, and that fuel would continue to grow in me, that I could go on to do a lot more. Then those matches would turn into the Royal Rumble matchup. No one expected me to win that Royal Rumble match. I went on to win that Royal Rumble match. I went on to WrestleMania, to main event WrestleMania, and I walked out the new World Heavyweight Champion. And the things I realized once I won that World Heavyweight Championship, it was, you guys were just thinking I was just another comedian act coming back. Just another WWE legend coming back in the fold, just gonna get their money's worth for a couple months or maybe a year, and then they'll be done. But that's not who I am. And I showed that at WrestleMania. And you know what really set me off? When Sami Zayn, out of all people, the man that won the Money in the Bank briefcase, a part of Monday Night Raw, decided to come down after I won that World Heavyweight Championship and quote unquote try to congratulate me. That is not what he was going to do. Sami Zayn was eyeing me up and down. He wanted to take my moment away of me main eventing WrestleMania, winning that World Championship. He wanted to have that moment and take my moment away from me, one of the biggest moments of all time here in WWE. Sammy, what happened last night, it was nothing personal, but for you, it was wrong place, right time. Do I regret what I did? Hell no. If anyone wants to step up to me like you tried doing at the end of WrestleMania and try and take away my moment, that shit is not happening. The era of the Hall of Pain is back, and it is back here, and it is back here on Monday Night Raw. At WrestleMania, I broke Drew McIntyre. I didn't just beat him, I broke him. Drew came in, had a lot of stuff on his mind, talking about things from destiny, power, legacy, but destiny doesn't matter when you're standing across from the world's strongest man this business has ever seen. There is no one on this Raw roster that can beat me or will be taking this World Heavyweight Championship away from me. Yes, there's a lot of new faces here on Monday Night Raw, but don't count on any of your fan favorites taking my World Heavyweight Championship anytime soon. And ladies and gentlemen, I am surprised this man is even walking. Mr. Money in the Bank for Monday Night Raw, Sami Zayn is here. He got decimated. He got thrown around by Mark Henry. And like I said, I am surprised this man is here. But certainly, he is the type of guy, he's the underdog that certainly is not going to be staying down whatsoever. He is guaranteed a future World Heavyweight Championship match. Could it be tonight? Could Sami Zayn cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase right now? But thing is, Sami's not 100%, and neither is Mark Henry, I guess. Mark Henry went through war to win that World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, in the main event of WrestleMania. So, certainly, both men are not at 100%, but having Sami Zayn even being out here, That's a testament of Sami Zayn not backing down. Certainly he's going to be beaten, bruised, after being decimated at ringside, inside the ring, and even on the top of the ramp at WrestleMania. So let's go ahead and head back into the ring, because Sami's going to have some words here with Mark Henry. Mark, once again, I came out here to say congratulations. You won the World Heavyweight Championship. You earned it by defeating Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. But don't get it twisted. I wasn't out there to cash in. I was showing you respect and for what you've done for this business. Respect? You don't walk into my ring and you being Mr. Money in the Bank, I didn't see a briefcase on you, but you could have kept it at ringside. And you don't get to talk to me about respect. You're not a champion. You're a thief waiting for a shortcut. A thief waiting for a shortcut? Mark, you should have known me a lot better. I'm a respectable human being, Mark, and how you're acting, you're not being very respectful. You're not that WWE legend that so many of the guys and gals in the back respect. This is a whole different Mark Henry. Mark, I had a bunch of respect for you, for what you've done to this business. But after what you did last night and what you're showing tonight, that respect's thrown out the window. Wait a minute, Mark Henry didn't take that too kindly. World's strongest slam to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn had some real balls to come out here, decided to go back and forth here with Mark Henry, and now he's going to pay the price once again here with another world's strongest slam. Absolutely brutal. Mark Henry is not afraid to decimate the man that he calls a thief in the waiting. Because, technically that's what a lot of Mr. Money in the Banks do. They wait for the right opportunity. That's what Mark Henry believes Sami Zayn is going to do. He believes he's going to be getting his moment taken away, especially at WrestleMania. Sami Zayn coming out there. But he wasn't doing that to ruin Mark Henry at all. All he was doing, ladies and gentlemen, was basically coming out there and celebrating with him. And I guess I can understand where Mark Henry is. He wins his World Heavyweight Championship. That's an emotional moment. And you have a Mr. Money in the Bank come in there and, he didn't bring a briefcase, but still. But, there's different ways of going at it. And ever since that happened last night, we've seen a whole different Mark Henry, ladies and gentlemen. And now, the official return of the Hall of Pain is officially here on Monday Night Raw. And he has taken out Sami Zayn. And oh no, he's still coming after him. Oh my God, this is just horrendous, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh. What is Mark Henry doing? From the apron. Oh, big axe handle from the big man. Man, this is day one Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Not what I was expecting to have here, especially the opening segment after we've had that WWE Draft. Mark Henry is spicing things up, and again, just like it ended at WrestleMania, Mark Henry decimating Mr. Money in the Bank. Oh my gosh. And oh no. This ain't good. Oh, not this again, Mark. Mark, come on. You've done plenty. We understand where you're coming from, Mark. Not like this, Mark Henry. No. Not a world's strongest man through the table. World's strongest slam through the damn table. Come on, Mark. The sadistic SOB taking out Mr. Money in the Bank, Sami Zayn. But wait, Sami Zayn, he's stirring up to his feet. I don't know how he's moving. How is Sami Zayn moving? The fight of this underdog, ladies and gentlemen. Back and forth you go. Sami Zayn, he's trying to scratch. He's clawing. But no. Oh my goodness. Just like that. Just like that, when you thought maybe, just maybe, Sami Zayn was going to be able to fight back. It doesn't work out that way. And now Zayn, oh no. We've got these special steel steps here, ladies and gentlemen. If Sami Zayn knows what's good for him, not to get up to his feet as he just gets hit with those brutal steel steps, and Mark Henry throwing those steel steps like it's absolutely nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Henry decimating the competition here tonight, sending a message to Sami Zayn and everyone that has come in between. And oh no, it only gets worse from here for Mark Henry. He just decimated Sami Zayn in front of us here. And now the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar, is here live. Oh no. So this is either going to get worse for Mark Henry or Sami Zayn or even both gentlemen. Brock Lesnar, he was a part of that big triple threat match recently here at WrestleMania, losing in that matchup. He didn't get pinned. It was Roman Reigns hitting a spear on Seth Rollins to win that matchup. But then after that matchup, Brock Lesnar would be beaten down. This vision of Seth Rollins with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker in them, decimating, and like we said, this new vision of the vision, I guess, of what we're trying to say. But we'll get into that later on tonight. But we're dealing with this situation, ladies and gentlemen. Brock Lesnar circling the ring. Sami Zayn no longer there at ringside. We put the table back together. All hell's about to break loose here, possibly here on Monday Night Raw. You feel proud of that, Mark? Big man, big champion? That's fear that you're showing right now, Mark. And that title, I respect it. I respect what it takes to carry it, but I don't respect you. You didn't attack Sami Zayn because he disrespected you. You attacked him because you're scared of that briefcase. You want to be the strongest man in WWE? Then stop hiding behind cheap shots and broken bodies. Because I'm not here to congratulate you. I'm not here to cash in. I'm here to challenge you for that World Heavyweight Championship. And when I'm done with you, you're going to wish Sami Zayn cashed in first. And I'm going to throw this challenge out for the main event of Monday Night Raw tonight. Day 1 main event of Raw. The Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar versus the world's strongest man Mark Henry tonight. And the reason I throw that out there is I have beaten you one-on-one weeks ago here on Monday Night Raw, and you beat me in a gauntlet matchup, in a 5-man gauntlet matchup. So this is a best-of-3 series essentially. So Mark, what do you say? Main event, me, you tonight. Brock, you walk out here acting like the locker room's moral compass, but you're some kind of savior like Sami Zayn. Let me make something real clear. I didn't attack Sami Zayn because I'm scared. I attacked him because this doesn't belong in the hands of a man who plays hero. That briefcase that Sami Zayn now holds, that's a parasite, and parasites get crushed. And you, Brock, you talk about respect. You respect this because you used to own the World Heavyweight Championship division. You used to own the WWE Championship division, but now you're just another guy. This is my era now, Brock. My strength, my dominance. You want to test me? I've already passed my test at WrestleMania. I have broken Drew McIntyre. You step back into my ring, Brock, and I won't just beat you. I'll do what I do best. I will end you. You want me so bad for a World Heavyweight Championship match? You're on. I'll see you in the main event, and I will be showing everyone in the back, in the audience, and all over the world why I am the World Heavyweight Champion.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's World Championship.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your Women's World title to be defended, as it will be Charlotte Flair taking on the new Women's World Champion, Becky Lynch. These women main evented WrestleMania. It was a heck of a Women's World title matchup. Becky Lynch was able to outlast Charlotte Flair, outsmart the Queen Charlotte Flair, and become the new Women's World Champion. But Becky Lynch cannot take too long to celebrate, because she is defending it on the very first match here of Day 1, Monday Night Raw, into the 2026 season. 2026 is bound to be big for a lot of these men and women. The rosters have been changed, and certainly with how The Rock has decided to throw himself out there with more power on the brands and everything, certainly everything is unpredictable as as usual here in Universe Mode. Can't wait to see where this all goes, especially with the amount of talent that has changed to Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. A lot of things to address here on Monday Night Raw. We got some championship matches tonight. This matchup, you got also U.S. title rematch from WrestleMania, as well as a main event matchup between Brock Lesnar and Mark Henry tonight in your main event. Couldn't ask for better action here tonight. As well as there's a number 1 contenders tournament going on later on tonight in the men's division, as Motor City Machine Guns take on the Vision's Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, plus Nia Jax and Lash Legend, new form tag team here in WWE, will go on to face off in the tag team division later on in the night, as here comes the man, Becky Lynch. Nia Jax and Lash Legend will take on the Kabuki Warriors in a number 1 contenders match, where the winner takes on Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair for those women's tag team championships next week here on Monday Night Raw. As there is the man, Becky Lynch, that Women's World Champion. Certainly not afraid to rub it in everyone's face, winning the Royal Rumble for a second time and going on to main event WrestleMania and becoming your Women's World Champion. You couldn't ask for a better moment. Big time Women's World title match in just a matter of moments.
Introducing the challenger from the Queen City, Charlotte Flair. And her opponent from Dublin, Ireland, the WWE Women's World Champion, the man, Becky Lynch.
Ladies and gentlemen, the match has not officially started. Wait a minute! That's Seth friggin' Rollins! That's Seth Rollins! What the hell? Seth Rollins! What is Rollins doing here? He just curb stomped Charlotte Flair! What the hell? Are you kidding me? Now, we've seen Rollins do a lot of despicable things, ladies and gentlemen, but this is low. He's curb stomped the challenger, the former champion. Rollins has absolutely snapped. And if you guys didn't know already, Becky Lynch, the man, is the wife of Seth freaking Rollins. This is an utter... Just... I'm speechless. What in the hell's going on? And now look at Becky Lynch looking to pick up the scraps. Referee has officially rung the bell, and this is absolutely despicable. Absolutely despicable, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely despicable. Now the question is, does this mean Becky Lynch is going to be joining the Vision with her husband and everybody else in this group? As another Beck's bottom there from the man Becky Lynch, looking here to retain the Women's World Championship, and she does. Absolutely despicable to even go to use her husband to win the championship. Are you kidding me? Absolutely despicable to even go lower than expected. I understand, any means possible, but to go the way Becky Lynch won and retain this title by using her husband to curb stomp Charlotte Flair into that damn mat, that is uncalled for, and it has given Becky Lynch the retainment of that Women's World Championship. She should not be happy for herself. That is not worthy of a champion, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely despicable. And Becky wants to rub it in here, live here on Monday Night Raw, as another brutal shot. Becky Lynch not done. She's raising the championship. She wants to send a message to Charlotte Flair as another cheap shot. Back and forth, over and over and over again. The man sending a message to the Queen. Ooh, and then a clubbing blow just for good measure, ladies and gentlemen. But certainly not the way you wanted to see this Monday Night Raw Episode 2 go down here tonight. Absolutely not the way any of us expected this episode to go. And just a beatdown of Charlotte Flair after this matchup. And now we got to move on. But this is just a heinous assault here.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE United States Championship.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the U.S. title to be defended. We saw it going into WrestleMania. For the U.S. Championship, Randy Orton would beat Solo Sikoa to retain that U.S. title. And Jacob Fatu was in the corner with Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania, and Solo lost. This time around, Solo will have Jacob Fatu once again in the corner in this championship match. Can Solo Sikoa this time around become the new U.S. champion? It certainly took a little bit longer for Randy Orton to put down Solo there at WrestleMania, but Randy Orton did what he said he was going to do. He was going to hit some RKOs on Solo Sikoa and retain the U.S. Championship. We will see if it's the same outcome from Las Vegas WrestleMania to this Las Vegas edition of Monday Night Raw. We have so much amazing things going on tonight. We had Mark Henry kick off Monday Night Raw as the new World Heavyweight Champion. Sami Zayn would come out and confront him about being attacked. Mark Henry would once again lay the assault to Sami Zayn. Then the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar would come out and would essentially challenge Mark Henry to a World Heavyweight Championship match, and Mark Henry accepted. So we do have our main event of the evening set, plus the returning Chris Jericho. He is live tonight. He will be addressing his WWE return after being gone for several years. Chris Jericho is back here. He is on Monday Night Raw, and we will see what his plans are for his career left into WWE. As here comes the U.S. Champion, Randy Orton. Randy Orton's been in this business for a very, very long time, and expect Randy Orton to be able to maybe play some mind games, play to his own strengths in this matchup. He knows Solo Sikoa is going to be very mad after losing that match at WrestleMania. He's going to be frustrated. He's going to want to take out his anger on Randy Orton. Randy Orton is going to look to play to that anger and frustrate Solo Sikoa even more tonight in this matchup. And throughout the night, ladies and gentlemen, we will try to get some word on the condition of Charlotte Flair before the start of even the matchup. Seth Rollins, out of everybody, shocking, was right behind Charlotte Flair on the apron before this matchup started, hit her from behind, and then would curb stomp her into the mat several times, and then the referee would ring the bell. The matchup was not called off, and well, Charlotte Flair technically loses the matchup after Becky Lynch does hit her with a couple of her finishers to put down Charlotte Flair even more. But certainly shocking things here on Monday Night Raw. Certainly seems like Becky Lynch is joining her husband, a part of this new vision that Seth Rollins has in WWE. We'll talk about it more throughout the night, but here is that prestigious U.S. title about to be defended here live in Las Vegas.
Introducing the challenger from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, Solo Sikoa. And his opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 295 pounds, the WWE United States Champion, the Viper, Randy Orton!
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Championship about to be defended here tonight in Las Vegas, Nevada. As there is Solo Sikoa, he's ready. So is Randy Orton. Here we go. Referee ringing the bell, and look at Randy Orton coming right out of the gate with a backbreaker and a close on the back of the neck combination. Randy is looking to put down Solo Sikoa for once and for all, so Randy Orton can set his sights on a new challenger as we are officially on the road to Backlash for the Raw and SmackDown side of things. It's certainly going to be one hectic build-up for Backlash, as you can feel the tension between both men there. As referee, I feel bad for her having to deal with both of these men. As now Orton pushing Solo Sikoa into the corner. Both men again feeling out process. She's trying to get between them and Solo with a little bit of a cheap shot. And again, just the fighting out process, feeling out process, trying to just figure out what they can do to the other opponent to take them out. Obviously, Randy Orton, one of the most vicious guys in the game today with that RKO. Solo Sikoa right up there with those Samoan spikes. So certainly a battle of almost out of nowhere type of maneuvers. Randy Orton's a little bit faster in the terms of hitting his maneuver, but Solo's finisher definitely effective at times. And Solo Sikoa was close these last couple years, especially in the Royal Rumble season. And he's been a champion before, but certainly wouldn't mind becoming U.S. champion. But also for Solo Sikoa, we know his intentions of being champion. We know he wants to be a world champion one day, and certainly, learning from Roman Reigns and The Rock, when they were part of the bloodline, and then obviously Roman Reigns getting kicked out and all that fun stuff. But certainly Solo Sikoa is going to have to do his thing tonight. If he wants to become champion, he's going to have to knock off Randy Orton tonight. Is now Randy Orton. Oh, look at this maneuver. Look at this maneuver. Really giving a Solo a good stretch there, but Solo is able to slip out of it momentarily. As the referee, oh, look at her. She had the intuition to go to the corner and fix that, because Solo Sikoa was going to go right over there. And now Randy, that is vintage Randy Orton with that scoop slam. And now, uh-oh, this is dangerous Randy Orton here, stomping away at every single limb in the body of his opponent, sending an absolute message to Solo as a hook of the leg. Pinfall opportunity, 2.5. And uh-oh, Randy's going to that place, ladies and gentlemen, looking to put Solo Sikoa away once and for all. RKO pinfall. 1, 2, no, 2.5. The matchup continues as now Randy Orton. What does he need to do to put away Solo Sikoa? Certainly going for an elbow across that ring. They're going to look to put him away. Pinfall opportunity. That was a heck of a elbow drop, but no, it was not enough. Randy certainly was thinking that body weight halfway across the ring was going to be able to be enough, but certainly he's got to be able to stay on his opponent here. That certainly is what he is doing. He is sending an absolute message to Solo Sikoa saying, hey, you want this title? You're going to have to take it off my hands. And right now, Randy is, he is on his A game right now. As soon as I say that, Solo hits him with a reversal. Pinfall opportunity. Referee is in position. But nope, just not even a 1 count. Solo needs to get some offense here. It's been pretty one-sided from the get-go as a vintage backbreaker there from Randy. And now Solo going to look to get himself going here. Fatu is trying to get his attention as the running STO takes down the Viper. Now Solo looking to strike here quickly. He realizes he is in a bad way. No. Go for almost like a rock bottom of sorts, but an RKO out of nowhere. Busts open Solo Sikoa. 2, 3, and just like that, Randy Orton has put away Solo Sikoa tonight here on Monday Night Raw. That was right to the point tonight. Randy Orton sending a message to Solo Sikoa. And the rest of this locker room certainly as well. You want to step up to Randy Orton, you got to make sure you bring your best every single night, because Randy Orton is the U.S. champion for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. And he certainly brought the fight to Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa just could not figure out Randy Orton here tonight. And eventually in this matchup, Solo would try to go for a spike, and that almost like a Uranagi of sorts in that position. A bam, RKO, cuts open Solo, and that was all she wrote. As Randy Orton retains his U.S. Championship live here on Monday Night Raw. Big moment for Randy Orton, ladies and gentlemen. I'm curious to see who Randy Orton will have to face for that U.S. Championship there at Backlash. Big question, and I'm curious to see how we're going to figure out that challenger on the build up to Backlash, ladies and gentlemen. But up next, we get to see the return of Chris Jericho. And now the moment we have been waiting for ever since it was announced at the WWE Draft that Chris Jericho is back in WWE. There he is, the lead singer of Fozzy. He is back, and he is going to be a first ballot WWE Hall of Famer one day. Chris Jericho, the man that has accomplished so much into WWE's history, is here. And he is addressing his return here in WWE. What a moment to have Chris Jericho, man. He adds so much. He's in shape. He brings so much into this business, man. I am absolutely ready for Chris Jericho in WWE. Oh, what the hell? Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens. We know the history between both of these men, ladies and gentlemen, and we certainly know what Kevin Owens is capable of as Owens. No. Package pile driver, damn it. Kevin Owens is not afraid to make the moment his. This was supposed to be Chris Jericho's moment, and now Owens is looking to make it his moment here tonight live. Oh no, this is going to be an absolute brutal occasion here. Owens looking to systematically destroy Kevin Owens, or I should say Chris Jericho tonight. He has snapped. This Kevin Owens is a whole different animal, ladies and gentlemen. And certainly he believes that he should be the one it should be about, not it being that as, oh no, powerbomb onto the apron, and then swinging for the fences was Kevin Owens there. Absolute heinous assault that we are witnessing here as Owens is trying to toss Chris Jericho back inside of the ring here. Oh no, this ain't gonna be good. As Owens, oh goodness, right to the face of Mr. Chris Jericho, ladies and gentlemen, and now Owens just gonna systematically take it out here on Chris Jericho. Certainly Jericho probably thought coming back here, certainly bygones would be bygones here in WWE, but it seems like Owens has not gotten over that, and this is almost like a welcoming presence of sorts here from Kevin Owens. That's a big splash to the outside here. Chris Jericho just wasn't going to get a warm welcome apparently, as look at these massive punches here from Kevin Owens, trying to send an absolute message here. And Jericho keeps taking punches like this right to the dome, ladies and gentlemen. He's not going to be able to sing. He's not going to be able to even speak here. This is an absolute heinous move, ladies and gentlemen. As, oh no, no, Owens, no, goodness. Taking out the competition is Kevin Owens. He feels like he should be in the world championship picture. He's struggled in 2025. He even sold his soul to The Rock to get opportunities. He hasn't been able to get into that picture just yet, but certainly 2026 might be the time that Kevin Owens might do just that, as he lays out his former mentor back in the day here in WWE, Chris Jericho, being taken to the woodshed. But, Jericho was just put through a damn table, but Kevin Owens is not even done yet. Owens wants to decimate Jericho. We see the return of Jericho, and we also may very well see the end of Chris Jericho here as well, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute brutal Kevin Owens we are seeing here tonight. As, oh no, this ain't gonna be good. This ain't gonna be good. And, wait a minute, Kevin Owens. Oh goodness, no. DDT right in front of the steel steps. And now Kevin Owens setting up those steel steps. Can only imagine what he could be thinking about is he just threw that on top of Chris Jericho. And I believe that cut open Chris Jericho. Jeez Louise, man. This Kevin Owens we are witnessing right there on the side is a stunner there from Kevin Owens. And down has gone Chris Jericho as we have to move on, ladies and gentlemen, to some women's tag team action. Everybody relax. I did what needed to be done. You see, the second I heard Chris Jericho was back in WWE, I knew exactly how this was going to go. Big entrance, big smile, big thank you for believing in me speech, and meanwhile, guys like me are supposed to stand in the back and just clap? No. Chris Jericho doesn't get to walk back into WWE like nothing happened. He doesn't get to show up, take TV time, take opportunities, and pretend this place hasn't changed. Yeah, chant his name, I get it. He's a legend. But legends don't get a free pass. I've been here every week. I fought for this brand, and Chris Jericho wants to prove he still belongs on WWE, then he's going to have to go through me first. We have a long, long history together, Chris. Partners, former partners, bitter rivals. You go back, you join a different company, and then you think you come back, and everything's just going to be peachy. Well, Chris, it's not. You missed a lot. It's a new era in WWE, and I plan showing you that first person. Next week here on Monday Night Raw, I'll be here on Raw. Chris, I dropped that steel steps on you, and you quickly bled. If you're able to be cleared next week, how about me and you? One-on-one. Let's see if the lead singer of Fozzy still has something deep down in him and can beat me one-on-one. And now, ladies and gentlemen, turning from one segment over to the other one, as now we get to see Nia Jax and Lash Legend here on Monday Night Raw's Tag Team Division. Nia Jax has found a partner, and it is Lash Legend. I believe personally Nia Jax needed to find someone, because certainly when Nia Jax was having to deal with Charlotte Flair, certainly, it felt like she needed to have someone by her side, and then certainly having this woman right here, Lash Legend. She was in an NXT. She gets drafted to Monday Night Raw, a part of this WWE Draft. Nia Jax has that strength and power, and so does Lash Legend. I think both of these women can complement each other very, very well. And tonight, it is a number one contenders matchup, where the winning team, either the team of Nia Jax and Lash Legend or the Kabuki Warriors, the winning team will face off with Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair for the Women's Tag Team Championships next week here on Monday Night Raw. Massive, massive opportunity for both of these tag teams. And certainly the Kabuki Warriors looking to get back into title contention. Asuka certainly had one heck of a 2025. And now for these women in 2026, let's see if they can continue on to that role. Obviously, Asuka and Kairi Sane kicking out Io Sky. And then eventually Io Sky, who was the champion, she would go on to lose to Rhea Ripley for that women's championship. And certainly, Io now, she's been drafted over to SmackDown, staying there. Kabuki Warriors here on Monday Night Raw. Let's see where the Kabuki Warriors can go. And this might not be the only time we see, the Kabuki Warriors going, on multiple brands, because obviously as the women's tag team champions, you can show up on Raw and SmackDown. So could you imagine, let's say the Kabuki Warriors win those tag team championships, they could show up on SmackDown and they could make the Io Sky's life a living hell over there if they really wanted to. So that could be something that we really have to look into, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm really looking forward to this matchup. I want to see how Lash Legend, fares against the likes of Asuka and Kairi Sane. An absolute massive, massive opportunity as we get to see the main roster debut of Lash Legends as Nia Jax and Asuka kick off this match. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. And look at Asuka with those fast kicks. She needs to hit those type of kicks on Nia Jax, ladies and gentlemen. If she plans on possibly being able to throw her down, as Nia Jax here with a roll up here. But Asuka able to get out of it. Nia Jax certainly was trying to get this match over with quickly. Look at Nia Jax, partner Lash Legend getting involved, and that just like that helps out Nia Jax here momentarily. And still to come tonight, we have a number one contenders tag team tournament going off tonight, as we start off with the Motor City Machine Guns taking on the Vision's Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. And everyone's probably wondering, what does that tag team tournament look like for Monday Night Raw? Well, we can certainly try to give you what it's going to look like. The winning tag team in this tournament will go on to face the Dudley Boys for those World Tag Team titles live at Backlash. So it's going to be, so we have Motor City Machine Guns and the Vision tonight. Next week, you're going to see the Bloodline, the new Bloodline, taking on the LWO of Cruz del Toro and Hakeem Wilde. And then, in 2 weeks' time, you will see Pretty Deadly taking on the Street Profits. Then, those three tag teams will go at it in the go-home show of Monday Night Raw to determine the number one contender. So a lot of great tag team action coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. A big moment for a lot of these tag teams to showcase what has brought them to the table. And even certainly a team like the Street Profits, who have kind of struggled. They're trying to figure out where they belong in the tag team division and just in the tag team universe in general. Big opportunity, especially for the LWO. They were in NXT for a while, so what the heck? Oh, look at this. This is very rare. This is definitely out there. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Lash Legend having some strong shoulders there to be able to hoist Nia Jax on her shoulders so Nia Jax could connect with an elbow. I don't think I've seen anything like that from Nia before, but hey, the best comes out of it when you have a partner that you believe in, and certainly Nia Jax may have found that partner. And even with a loss tonight, I think, certainly it's going to have some time for those two women to grow as a tag team. There's a hard Irish whip in the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if Nia could get a tag. She will not. And Kairi Sane stepping up to Nia Jax, the powerhouse. But, oh no, just getting your head bounced off that top turnbuckle. Not the best feeling in the world. And now, gonna get hit with some snake eyes. Down goes Kairi Sane into the pinfall. That may be it. No, it will not be. The match will continue as now Nia Jax off the ropes. And Kairi Sane with a hot tag. And now Asuka gonna look to get involved. But now, nope, Nia Jax. Nia Jax with a submission hold here. No, she won't. Oh, backbreaker. And now just twisting her. If I was her, maybe hit her with a couple backbreakers and then maybe hit her with like a Coquina clutch. That'd be a awesome kind of transition into that, but decides not to do that. And now we'll give Lash Legend an opportunity to face off with one of the best to ever do it, especially here in Universe mode, that being the Striker Asuka. She's been a former Miss Money in the Bank. She's been a former Women's World Champion, former Women's Champion, former Women's Tag Team Champion. Asuka, it really feels like she has done it all. She's a former Women's, I believe it would be former Intercontinental Champion or U.S. Champion. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but certainly Asuka has done some big things here in Universe mode, and certainly you gotta believe if she were to ever retire sometime, I think Asuka definitely going to be a Hall of Famer here in Universe mode. As a big X handle right to the ribs, right there to Kairi Sane. Ooh, a big kick to the side of the skull. I'm being told right now that Charlotte Flair, she is being taken to her home residence. So she's being driven personally away. So she has been taken out of the arena. Precaution after being stomped multiple times from Seth Rollins, and then Becky Lynch beating her down to basically retain the championship. So it certainly means that Charlotte has been taken out of the arena and she's heading home. The question is, what's that damage look like? We're still waiting for some results, ladies and gentlemen, to really see what happened, but she has been sent home. William Regal has sent her home. And I really don't know what that's going to look like for Charlotte Flair when it comes to that beatdown. Just absolute brutal. Something not to be expected. But certainly this vision is growing on Monday Night Raw. If you didn't watch WrestleMania, it was a triple threat matchup. It was Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar. All of these men were fighting to be basically the next guy in line for that World Heavyweight Championship that Drew McIntyre and Mark Henry were fighting for. Eventually, Roman Reigns would spear Seth Rollins in the middle of the ring to walk out victorious. Then after the matchup, while Roman Reigns was celebrating, we would see an assault from Braun Breaker, ladies and gentlemen, decimating Roman Reigns. And then Bronson Reed would be taking out Brock Lesnar. Ooh, hard landing there from Lash Legend there. It was Kairi Sane 2-for-1 specials taking out the tag team of Nia and Lash. But, you know, from what we saw, it was, flying crossbody didn't work out. But, you know, what we saw, that version of that, and one of the shocking things too is Paul Heyman being called the Oracle was side by side with Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins may have lost, but he had a lot to gain in that at the very end. And then tonight, Seth Rollins helps his wife Becky Lynch retain the Women's World Championship. How crazy is that? He even stopped Charlotte Flair multiple times and gave enough time for Becky Lynch to pick up the scraps. And Becky Lynch, yeah, she you know, hit some Beck's bottoms on Charlotte Flair, but she was already down for the count. Becky Lynch just wanted to pick up the scraps, and she did, and she retained the Women's World Championship. And I'm very curious to see, you know, where this quote-unquote vision is going to go. Seth says he wants that world title. He said the year of 2026 is going to be the year of the vision. So I'd like to really know where this vision, where Seth Rollins really wants to take this group of Braun Breaker, who is a former WWE champion. Bronson Reed, who's a multi-time champion here in the series. I mean, and then you have Paul Heyman, who has been a representative of Brock Lesnar, as well as Roman Reigns. And now it's to Seth Rollins. You know, certainly Roman's going to kind of feel betrayed of sorts. So I'm very curious to see where everything is going to go down here on Monday Night Raw. There's a lot of questions that we just don't have answers to. And especially after tonight, what's going on? It's just craziness on top of craziness. And now, vicious headbutt there from Nia Jax. I know we're talking about the vision, but certainly, ladies and gentlemen, they are not going anywhere here in Universe Mode. There's a presence were felt at WrestleMania. We're feeling them tonight so far. Is a nice Hurricane Rana there from Kairi Sane. But Nia Jax did the veteran maneuver, rolling out the ring, as she should. But certainly, man, it is going to be crazy. The amount of draft picks that Monday Night Raw got as well. William Regal got some big names, but so did NXT and Friday Night SmackDown. NXT got the very first pick. Wait a minute. That big belly bump there from Nia Jax takes down Kairi Sane. We'll go back and talk about NXT later on, but big win for Nia Jax and Lash Legend. So that means next week here, live on Monday Night Raw, Lash Legend, Nia Jax challenge for the Women's World Tag Team Championships as they will take on Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Not only is Bianca the one half of the tag team champion, she is the U.S. champion, as well as Jade Cargill is Miss Money in the Bank. So a lot of things going down here, ladies and gentlemen, that certainly could change the WWE Women's division, not only the tag team division, but the singles divisions as well. A lot going on, but I thought Lash Legend and Nia Jax worked quite well tonight. As look at this maneuver here from Lash Legend. Bam! What a vicious backbreaker. And then Kairi, just that awkward landing that Lash Legend has there. Kairi Sane bounces her off the top rope. And then just a lot of back and forth here. And look at Nia Jax. This is what led up to the moments where she would hit that belly bump and walk out victorious. Didn't get to see it in that replay, but it would lead up to getting that pinfall victory over the Kabuki Warriors, who have been established already as a threat in that tag team division. I'm really looking for that tag team matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Are you? Do you expect new tag team champions? It's possible. As now the Motor City Machine Guns making their entrance here at Las Vegas. And now look at this. Hold on a minute. The Vision's Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker taking it to the Motor City Machine Guns. They want to advance into this tag team tournament where then in just a couple weeks' time, ladies and gentlemen, they would be in a triple threat tag team matchup to guarantee or to really see who would be going on to take on the Dudley Boys. As now we got Braun Breaker and we got Mr. Chris Sabin going at it here in the corner. Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, certainly these two men have won championships in WWE. Certainly, you probably say last half of the year or so didn't really go the way Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker wanted it. And the thing is, Seth Rollins was on Monday Night Raw, and you had Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker here on SmackDown, or I should say they're on SmackDown. So the question really was, when did Seth Rollins get in here? Was it more of Paul Heyman? There's a lot of stuff we got to really figure out, but having Seth Rollins' this vision of the future of this business being Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, that is saying something. As we're seeing some good time tag team action here from the Motor City Machine Guns, former tag team champions on Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, looking to find a groove and make 2026 their year. But going back to the vision, certainly Rollins believes Braun Breaker's the future. Same with Bronson Reed, especially they've already proven it with big, massive wins, especially from going to NXT to SmackDown of sorts, especially for Braun Breaker. He has showed a lot, and then same for Bronson Reed when he was on Monday Night Raw. He was dominating and picking up a lot of big wins, notably over the likes of Kevin Owens, the likes of Drew McIntyre, and many others here in WWE, showcasing his skills. So certainly I don't agree with the actions of Seth Rollins, ladies and gentlemen, but I do agree that the vision of sorts is definitely there, as Breaker having to get back in there before a count out, and just in the nick of time, 9.5. And could you imagine losing via a count out after attacking a tag team like the Motor City Machine Guns? Certainly not the best feeling in the world. And this is honestly a tough test for the Vision. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, very well tested in singles action, but working as a tag team, that is a whole different ballgame. And then, ladies and gentlemen, in a matter of moments tonight, we are getting closer to your main event of the evening, as Brock Lesnar challenges for the World Heavyweight Championship against Mark Henry. Both men are bound to not be 100%, but something's got to give tonight in your main event. Will we see a new World Heavyweight Champion? We saw one at WrestleMania. Does that mean we're going to see a new one tonight on the very first edition of Monday Night Raw into 2026? That's absolutely massive if we do. Bronson Reed getting Irish whipped. Here comes Chris Sabin showing some agility here. As now Bronson Reed with a nice reversal. Now into a hard Irish whip into the corner. Let's see what Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker can cook up here. And now a big old back body drop takes down Chris Sabin. Thing is, for Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, their finishing maneuver is certainly one of the most vicious maneuvers. As Breaker, with a nice shoulder tackle. Breaker with a devastating spear that he can pull out of nowhere. Bronson Reed, who can hit that tsunami as well, man. It is definitely up there with maneuvers you do not want to take. It's a nice power slam, that military press power slam, making that look absolute easy. As now Jessica Carr continuing her count here. Both men need to get back in the ring as we are at a 7 here. Be a damn shame to have this matchup end like this, as now Jessica at an 8 count, going to be at a 9 count here momentarily, as both men got to get in, and they do. Another close count. I think Jessica Carr has been pretty fast with her counts, but I think it's the urgency of this matchup. She's not trying to favor the Vision whatsoever as well, as we got ourselves a tag. Is now Braun Breaker. What is he thinking? Braun Breaker with a superplex into a tsunami. What a maneuver. Is that it? Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. No. 2.9. What an absolute maneuver. A superplex into a tsunami. Man, that is a vicious maneuver. I have not seen that tag team maneuver, at least in a good while, if we have seen it before. That was a terrific tag team duo maneuver. And Breaker with those devastating punches into a tilt-a-whirl body slam takes down Chris Sabin, and right now the Vision are looking pretty good. Can they continue this though? Here comes with another tag here. And the Vision's looking really good, and they're cutting off the ring, especially with one of the best tag teams in the world today against the Motor City Machine Guns. That's pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. As Bronson Reed dragging him by his ears. Oh, goodness. Man, simple but effective as, oh no. Oh no, Bronson Reed looking for a tsunami. No! Going with an elbow drop. I thought he was setting up for the tsunami. He even had me fooled. Absolutely shocking. As again, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, they are cutting off that ring. They are taking it to the former tag team champions here in WWE. As hold on, Chris Sabin, can he pick him up? Yes, he does. Oh, down goes Reed in the middle of that ring. But he decides not to go for the pinfall. He goes for the super kick, but no, it is blocked by Bronson Reed, but the enziguri was not blocked. Now this is where you gotta get a tag. You gotta get Alex Shelley, your tag team partner, a tag here, and that's what we're gonna see. Big time neck breaker into the splash. Pinfall opportunity. Is that enough? Reed kicks out. Breaker would have been right there to break it up. The matchup will continue, at least momentarily, but the momentum is starting to maybe go in the favor of Motor City Machine Guns. Bronson Reed was looking to maybe get a tag here, but you could see Alex Shelley was not going to allow the big man Bronson Reed to go into the corner. As gonna look for sliced bread. Number 2 takes him down into the pinfall. Big opportunity. 2. No, 2.5. Bronson Reed stays in this matchup, but for how much longer is the question. There's just been so much damage done to the Motor City Machine Guns as Alex Shelley continues to scratch and claw, but that is a big clothesline that they needed. And now here comes the badass Braun Breaker. But again, Alex Shelley doing everything in his favor to at least try to slow down both men. Bronson Reed is incapacitated at the moment. And now Breaker, what is he thinking about? Looking for a gut buster. Down goes Alex Shelley, and the straps are down. The straps are down. And now what does Breaker want to do? He's so jucked up, full of adrenaline right now. And now Irish whip into a spear. He followed him in half. Pinfall. But look at that. Chris Sabin realized Shelley was down and out. And Breaker got his pinfall broken up. And now Breaker going to throw him into the corner. We're going to see another tag team maneuver. We will not, at least momentarily. Breaker once again going to try to set it up here. A lot of tag team maneuvers between Reed and Breaker. They are working fantastic for their first time working as a duo here. Is now Reed. Oh no. Is he going to look for the tsunami this time? He didn't go for it last time. He won't just yet. He's already connected on it once as Reed with a nice axe handle takes down Alex Shelley. As now we're going to get a tag. Here comes Chris Sabin. And vicious DDT spiking Chris Sabin right in the middle of that ring. Chris Sabin is a former TNA champion. And certainly we will be talking about TNA. We will see what the partnership is going to be looking like. We've heard about that TNA partnership. We don't know just how really that looks like, but we will find out what that looks like on NXT. And there is a lot of big names, ladies and gentlemen, on that NXT roster. Got the first overall pick in the WWE Draft. They selected the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. And also, you can't forget, you got Gunther, a part of that roster, as well as a tsunami. Tsunami to Chris Sabin out of nowhere as Alex Shelley breaks up the pinfall attempt. But like we said, you add Gunther, you add the Usos, you have the New Day, you have a lot of these big names, even Big E. You know, there's a lot of big names there that are on that roster now that is going to make that roster even more crazy. And then you got some original guys and ladies that are part of that. It adds so much as, look at the combination here from the Motor City Machine Guns. Oh, double kick takes down Braun Breaker. Fascinating tag team maneuver there from the Motor City Machine Guns. Alex Shelley looking to send a message here to Braun Breaker here. Oh, spinning kick into, almost like, I believe they call it sliced bread. And now, referee is at a 4. Chris Sabin, or I should say Alex Shelley. Oh, a little bit of a cross face out here at ringside here. The submission hold, yes, it will do damage, but you gotta get you gotta get your opponent inside the ring here. As Jessica Carr at an 8. Both men will get back inside the ring, and now we are back to square one here. Motor City Machine Guns. Could you imagine? Wait a minute. Roll up here. Roll up pinfall. Is this enough? 2? No, 2.5. But could you imagine Motor City Machine Guns picking up a big win here, possibly? And that's saying something. I mean, I believe Breaker and Reed, yes, they desperately need a win over an established tag team like the Motor City Machine Guns. As a pinfall, shoulders are down, referee Jessica Carr in position. 2. Oh, 2.5. Certainly that vision, you would say, won't be going well if they lose tonight, because certainly Rollins wants those championships around their waist, and certainly got to win a part of this tournament to even get close to possibly challenging the Dudley Boys at Backlash. As Reed spikes down Mr. Chris Sabin right in the middle of the ring, who has been hit with a tsunami just a little bit ago. We've seen 2 tsunamis in this matchup. I believe both of them have been hit on Chris Sabin here tonight. And now Sabin with a jawbreaker that stuns Bronson Reed momentarily. But now he's looking to get in a striking battle with Bronson Reed. Probably not the best idea, but hey, you know, some things will work and some things won't. As Reed tosses him halfway across the ring. I think for Bronson Reed there, ladies and gentlemen, I would have not tossed my opponent closer to the corner there, because, I mean, obviously he could have gotten easy tag possibly. And now Breaker, oh goodness, what a lariat, turning him inside out. Now let's see what Breaker wants to do. Gets hit with an Irish whip into the corner. Breaker with a big reversal. Here comes the big man, the badass Braun Breaker. But again, Chris Sabin, a fighter, a man that will not back down, and what an enziguri. Almost looks like a shining wizard of sorts. Took down the badass, and now we get Alex Shelley to bring his way in here. Big haymakers, and now you honestly can feel it in this matchup. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, they're not used to being in a tag team and having to, you know, work together. So that it's really a situation where you're dealing with these tag teams. It's a situation that they're having to deal with. I mean, they're doing quite well. As, wait a minute, Breaker looking to cheat now. Are they going to steal a win? No, 2.5. And now off the ropes into a reversal, into, oh my goodness, that looked very bad on the knee of Braun Breaker, but I mean, it was effective enough to put him down. And now Breaker gonna go for maybe another tag here. Yes, we do. Uh-oh. Here we go. We saw this just a little bit ago. It was to Chris Sabin. Now it's going to happen to Alex Shelley. Superplex into a tsunami. Into the pinfall. Referee Jessica Carr is right there, but another breakup. And Mr. Chris Sabin breaks it up. Alex Shelley's in trouble. Sabin's in trouble. I don't know how much more you can really withstand in this matchup. And flatliner. Oh, flatliner right on that second turnbuckle. Jeez Louise. And now let's see what Alex Shelley has to do to put away the big man. These two have really been able to deal with that attack early on, and they might be able to knock off the Vision here. But Bronson Reed able to kick out. Bronson Reed now. Looking for that. Oh, almost like that wasteland into a senton right to the ribs. And now, will that be enough to put away the Motor City Machine Guns? Yes, it is. The Vision get one part of their goal done tonight. Knocking off the Motor City Machine Guns. What an absolute match. I think the Motor City Machine Guns win this tag team match if the Vision don't attack them from behind. This was one hell of a tag team matchup despite having that attack. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin putting on a wrestling clinic. But Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed just way too much here tonight in this matchup. And they advance to be in that official number one contenders matchup. It's a number one contenders tournament currently, but on the go home show in a couple weeks, we will see Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker a part of that triple threat matchup. The winner will go on to face off with the Dudley Boys. And could you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, seeing a match between the Dudley Boys and the Vision? I mean, that tag team match could very well be a matchup that we see at Backlash. You never know. But certainly, right here, Wasteland into the senton. And that was all she wrote. And the Vision will be going to the go-home show of Monday Night Raw in a couple weeks. Big win for Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed of the Vision. And somewhere Seth Rollins is celebrating with Paul Heyman in the back. WrestleMania didn't go the way I planned. Money in the Bank slipped through my fingers. And trust me, that doesn't sit right with me for even a second. Because I didn't come this far to almost be the guy. I didn't grind, fight, scratch, and claw just to say, nice try and move on. Nah. I look in the mirror and I see the same thing I saw before Mania. The megastar. So what's next? What's next is focus. What's next is me reminding everybody on Monday Night Raw exactly who I am and why people don't get to ignore me just because one ladder match didn't break my way. Titles don't hide, champions don't hide, opportunities don't hide for long either. Whether it's gold around someone's waist, a big name ego that needs checking, or the next guy who thinks he's in my spot, line them up. Because WrestleMania didn't end my story, it lit the next chapter on fire. And sooner rather than later, somebody's going to be standing across from me realizing one simple truth. When LA Knight says his name, the whole game changes. Yeah. Oh, that was inspiring. Truly. I almost believed it. So let me get this straight, LA Knight. WrestleMania doesn't go your way. Money in the Bank slips through your fingers, and suddenly, it's the next chapter. It's new focus. Big things coming. Funny how that works. Because where I'm standing, all I see is a guy who talks like he's owed something. Like the universe is supposed to bend every time he says, yeah, newsflash, this isn't about catchphrases, it's about results. I didn't hear my name in that little motivational speech. I didn't hear you mention the guy who's been stacking up wins in NXT, stealing moments, improving week after week on NXT. That Raw doesn't need a nostalgia, it needs evolution. And me coming from NXT, I bring just that, evolution. So while you're busy telling people who you used to be, I'm busy showing everyone who I am right now. And if what's next for me is anybody who thinks they're in your spot, congratulations, Knight, you found him. Because sooner rather than later, you and I are going to have a conversation in that ring. And when it's over, the crowd's not chanting yeah anymore. They'll be saying, my name, Ethan Page. Ethan Page. You really got a lot to say for a guy who just learned what my shadow looks like. You want to talk about evolution? You want to talk about right now? Let me explain something real simple. I don't live off nostalgia. I live off reactions. And every single time I walk through that curtain, this place tells me exactly who they came to see. You think this is about catchphrases? Nah. Catchphrases don't knock teeth loose. Catchphrases don't drop people flat on their back in the middle of the ring. I do. You say you've been stacking wins? Good. That means you've been climbing right up to me. So if you want to prove that you're the future, if you want to prove Raw needs you more than it needs me, then don't run your mouth in hallways and interview areas. Step in the ring, look me in the eye, go to bell with the man you say is yesterday. Because when that bell rings, there's no evolution, no shortcuts, no excuses. There's just me standing over you while the whole world says it together. L.A. Knight. Yeah.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
It is main event time here live on Monday Night Raw. It is the challenger, Brock Lesnar, who is looking to put Mark Henry in his place tonight and walk out with that World Heavyweight Championship. Brock did not seem to like what Mark Henry did to Sami Zayn these last couple days. To end WrestleMania, Mark Henry took out Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn continues to double down and say, hey, I wasn't coming out to cash in on you. I didn't bring out my briefcase. I came out to basically congratulate you. Mark Henry didn't take it that way. You know, he believed Sami Zayn was taken away from his moment and everything like that, leading to that attack. Then tonight, you know, Sami Zayn doubled down and said, you know, like I just mentioned, you know, I came out here, wanted to congratulate you, you deserved it, but more I think about how you're acting, you know, I've lost all my respect for you. And then that's when Mark Henry snapped even more, beating down Sami Zayn. And then that's when Brock Lesnar would come out and saying, hey, you know, you can pick on the small guy, but how about you pick on a guy my size? And Henry said, hey, you know what, you want to fight? You get yourself a fight tonight. And that is what we're getting. William Regal has made it official. Obviously, we're getting it right here, right now, in your main event. Brock Lesnar has beaten Mark Henry one-on-one a couple weeks back. And then also Mark Henry defeated Brock Lesnar in a gauntlet match. It was a fatal 5-way gauntlet match or type of thing, one at a time. So we're going to see if Mark Henry can do what he did in that gauntlet match and beat Brock Lesnar. This is bound to be an absolute crazy matchup. Can Brock get his hands on this super heavyweight and take that world championship away? Mark Henry main evented WrestleMania. Not only he won the Royal Rumble, he won at WrestleMania to become the new world heavyweight champion. Now, his first test after WrestleMania, the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Mark is going to need it all tonight to do just that, to walk out victorious. He said that Hall of Pain started back at WrestleMania by defeating Drew McIntyre and inducting him into the Hall of Pain, and now he kind of inducted Sami Zayn into it, and now he's looking to add another member, and that member is the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. This is going to be an absolute brawl. Physicality at its finest, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to see it right here, right now, on Day 1 Raw. Lesnar, Henry for the world title.
Introducing the challenger from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 295 pounds, Brock Lesnar. And his opponent from Silsbee, Texas, weighing in at 362 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
And now we have gotten to the moment. The first Raw of 2026 is here, ladies and gentlemen. Brock Lesnar, Mark Henry for the World Heavyweight Championship. It is almost officially underway. Who is walking out of Raw as the World Champion? Referee has rung the bell. Here we go. Two absolute monsters going at it. The Beast Incarnate versus the world's strongest man. These guys know each other quite well over the last month or so, so certainly the brutality is going to be there in the matchup. As Henry and Brock exchanging blows, and Henry with a big headbutt to the back of the neck, but Lesnar fighting back though. Oh, but man, Mark Henry, an absolute brute in the middle of that ring. And now Brock trying to go for, some kind of suplex of sorts, but right now he's like punching a wall. This wall is a little bit hard to take down, man. And now Brock trying to run through, or Mark trying to run right through him. Didn't work out. Brock not able to really do too much, as now he's connecting with some strikes, but again, Mark Henry a little bit too much, and now again, Lesnar running into a wall. He should know by the couple times that he has faced Mark Henry that it is early on, it's going to be a tough test. Mark Henry didn't come back to be some nostalgia WWE legend that just to come back and, I'm just here to, have the fans cheer for me and have my moment. No, he realized nobody wanted him to win the Rumble, which is a lie. I mean, certainly there's some fans out there that wanted Mark Henry to win that. Probably not between maybe Mark Henry and Cody Rhodes, certainly. Probably wanted Cody Rhodes to win that, but hey, that's not a bad thing. Two guys that are getting that opportunity. You have a WWE legend, a WWE Hall of Famer, and then you had Cody Rhodes that certainly was looking to have his moment, that didn't get his moment at WrestleMania. So, and then obviously Mark Henry wins the world title over Drew McIntyre in one hell of a matchup. And then, over the top rope, down goes Mark. But then, Sami Zayn coming out. Yeah, Sami Zayn didn't have to do that. But, Sami Zayn had so much respect for Mark Henry. He wanted to come out and be one of the first guys to congratulate Mark Henry on having one hell of a career, coming back, winning the Rumble, going on to WrestleMania, main eventing WrestleMania, walking out with the world title. What better way could you do it? But Mark Henry believed that Sami Zayn wanted to take his spotlight. He believed that he was going to cash in on him. Which, we didn't see no briefcase with Sami Zayn. Doesn't mean Sami Zayn didn't have it, at ringside somewhere just in case. We will never know that. But, certainly it seemed like Sami was just being a genuine guy. And Mark Henry did not believe him. And then that's when the attack led at WrestleMania. And then also what we saw tonight is, look at this, military press maneuver. What a maneuver from Brock. That is not easy. Mark Henry is a big boy. And look at these elbow strikes, man. Mark's going to be able to protect himself right now. You continue to take shots that he is right now. Brock Lesnar is going to systematically destroy you and get back into this matchup. As ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. We've had a little bit of everything happen tonight here on Monday Night Raw. And I can only imagine what Backlash is going to be looking like. We have the tag team tournament, that will continue. We'll see what the Dudley Boys will be facing on the Go Home show of Monday Night Raw. We'll figure that out. Next week, we got the Women's Tag Team Championships on the line with Nia Jax and Lash Legend taking on Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Also, you know, we have so much to digest. And I can confirm to you, LA Knight, Ethan Page, live next week here on Monday Night Raw. First time ever matchup is Brock with a brutal lariat taking down Mark Henry here at ringside briefly. And now Brock gonna toss the World Heavyweight Champion back inside of the ring here. And now Brock gonna go for the pinfall opportunity. Will this be enough to become new champion? No, it will not. 2.5. And I'm being told we will have Becky Lynch here next week here on Monday Night Raw addressing what happened earlier tonight, joining the Vision officially and having Seth Rollins do her dirty work as a world's strongest slam right there to Brock Lesnar. Is that it? 1, 2, no, 2.5. Mark Henry desperately needed a big move. He was able to connect with it, but he's still got to do some more damage. It's a big time swinging slam. Takes down Brock. Now what does Mark Henry want to do to the Beast Incarnate? Uh-oh, Mark Henry, he's building up some steam. Mark Henry with a splash into the corner. Brock might be down and out after this. Mark Henry, here we go. Gonna look for the world's strongest slam, possibly. No, he's gonna work the shoulder here. But now Brock with a couple kidney punches here. Right there to Brock, or to Mark Henry and Lesnar. Lesnar now. Time for an F5, but no, Henry with these elbows, and he's able to get out. Both men looking for big maneuvers, and Henry was able to slip out of it this time. Oh, he releases it. No. Henry looking for that splash off the second rope. Can he connect? Oh my goodness. All the weight to the ribs of Brock Lesnar. And Brock doing the right thing, at least rolling outside the apron area just to recuperate so that Henry couldn't go for the pinfall right off of that. Nice dodge from Brock, but now Henry though with trying to go for that running power slam, but Lesnar slips out of it. You can feel the tension between both men. They're exchanging both finishers. At least trying to with the F5 in the World's Strongest Slam. Henry at least hit his World's Strongest Slam, and now Brock gonna pull out an old finishing maneuver back in the day when he first came to WWE. Just really trying to take that knee, and obviously that's that padded knee that Mark Henry has, so that might be something to really look into as Mark Henry tossed to the very bottom of the arena here. And Lesnar will look to go to work here in the World Heavyweight Champion. And hopefully wherever Sami Zayn he is watching this matchup, he's probably wanting Brock Lesnar to defeat Mark Henry tonight, to send a message. Obviously Sami Zayn didn't appreciate getting his ass kicked at WrestleMania, and then also tonight here on Monday Night Raw. And look at Mark Henry just grabbing him with ease and just tossing him like a cruiserweight. And now what is Mark Henry setting up here? He's telling Brock to get up to his feet. Mark Henry with a world's strongest slam again, the second time. Is that enough to retain? 1, 2, 3 it is. Mark Henry has defeated Brock Lesnar. Man, Mark Henry, he backed up the talk. He's not afraid of dealing with the Beast Incarnate. He defeated him once before in that gauntlet matchup. He beat him one-on-one tonight. And just like that, the Hall of Pain era continues. And I mean, Sami Zayn, if he wants to cash in, you got to pick the right place, the right time. Certainly not tonight, but down the road, you got to pick your chances. You get up to a whole year, all the way up to WrestleMania. But Mark Henry decimated Brock Lesnar tonight. Lesnar had his chances. Henry is just in his mode right now, and it cannot be stopped at this moment. As look at Mark Henry, has him up right here. Bam! Right there in the middle of the ring. And that would lead, 1, 2, 3. And still the World Heavyweight Champion, Mark Henry. Holy mackerel, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, the Hall of Pain continues, and if I'm that referee, I'm getting the heck out of here. This man is unpredictable. He has beaten top guys from Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. Mark, I'm not out here to congratulate you. You did what you always do. You hurt Brock Lesnar, you survived Brock Lesnar, and you walked out with that World Heavyweight title. That doesn't make you lucky. That makes you dangerous. Because right now, you're the kind of champion nobody wants to deal with, but everybody's lining up to take a shot at. You got Sami Zayn walking around with a briefcase. You took him out at WrestleMania. You took him out tonight because he took your spotlight. You got guys in the back who think they're one match away. And you got management praying someone figures you out before this place turns into a war zone. That's not respect. That's panic. I've been in this spot before, Mark. I've been champion while everyone smiled to my face and planned my downfall. And I learned something. Being the strongest guy in this room doesn't stop chaos. Controlling it does. I'm not asking for your title. I'm not asking for a favor. I'm offering you clarity. You do what you do best. Dominate whoever they put in front of you. I handle everything else. Because as long as you're champion, this place is going to test you every single week. I'm just the guy who makes sure those tests don't turn into surprises. Seth, you talk a lot about control. Let me say this real clear. I didn't survive Brock Lesnar. I beat Brock Lesnar. I don't need somebody watching my back. I don't need somebody managing my future. I've been carrying weight my whole career. This company's weight. This locker room's weight. This is just more of it. If you want to stand close, stand close. Just don't stand in my way. Because I don't care how smart you are, Seth. Everybody breaks the same. I like that, Mark. I like that fire. I like that pride, that anger. That's exactly why you're the champion. And exactly why I'm going to make you stronger. You're a monster in that ring. But monsters get cut down when they fight alone. That's the problem. That's the danger. And that's where I come in. I've built something, a group, a team, people who know what it means to survive, to dominate, to finish what they start. What happens next here, Mark Henry, to you, is the cost of being on your own, Mark. This is what happens when you reject the vision. Think about it, Mark. You could have been unstoppable, but what happens next is the ramifications of not accepting my vision. And wait just a moment, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. But now Mark Henry trying to fight this off. Mark Henry trying to fight this off. But now, here comes Breaker with a big uppercut. And now, all hell's gonna break loose here. Breaker looking to beat down the World Heavyweight Champion as Rollins watches on here. He's trying to slow him down as much as possible. There's an inadvertent hit right there. And now Bronson Reed both men trying to figure out the big man here. And now Bronson Reed with the big haymakers here. And now Spear out of nowhere there. And now, Bronson Reed looking for a tsunami from the top rope. Absolute massive maneuver. And now Henry back up to his feet. And now, misses out there. But now they're having to work together again. Oh, and what a power bomb. What an absolute power bomb there. And now Henry just trying to survive what is going on here. And now, oh my goodness, what an absolute monster here. And now Breaker trying to deal with it, and now a vicious maneuver into a tsunami, and then breaker again. Breaker now. Another spear. Spear City here, and now Bronson Reed, another tsunami, looking to take the fight to Mark Henry, as now another opportunity, another message sent there. Ladies and gentlemen, this vision is absolutely taking over tonight, and you're seeing it live here on Monday Night Raw, as now Bronson Reed taking out the World Heavyweight Champion here to ringside. And what the hell? That's Logan Paul, and that's Austin Theory. What the hell's going on here? Is this the other side of this quote unquote vision that Seth Rollins has here? I've seen a lot of stuff go on as Austin Theory picking up Mark Henry with ease here. Holy crap. If you would have told me this at all, ladies and gentlemen, I would have not believed you here. No. Oh, goodness. I'm not saying Mark Henry doesn't deserve some of this after what's occurred lately, but right now, this is domination. Maybe Mark Henry should have taken what Seth Rollins had to say, but now it is just utter decimation from this new quote-unquote vision. This new vision. You have Austin Theory, you have Logan Paul, you have this big group of gentlemen now, and even Becky Lynch as well. There's a big boot there from Logan Paul. Logan Paul just eating this up here. And oh no, where in the hell is Logan taking Mark Henry here? Oh no, this ain't gonna end well for Mark Henry, but it very well could, in the terms of just utter decimation here. Mark Henry trying to stand up to Seth Rollins and them, but certainly should have definitely taken what Rollins offered him. But Mark Henry, he's stubborn. He wants to go by his own rules. You don't blame him, I suppose. But right now, this version of the vision, it is going down to rule the day in 2026 here, is now Logan Paul going from the top rope. Logan Paul moonsault. He has put Mark Henry through a damn table. Holy mackerel. And Austin Theory looking to pick up the scraps here, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Henry is up, and Mark Henry is down. And Mark Henry, the world champion, has been taken out. Oh, and now look at this. Rollins picking up the scraps. Certainly, Rollins wants to send a direct message to the World Heavyweight Champion here, and it seems like that's the plan. Is Rollins, can he pick him up, Mark Henry? Yes, he does. Not only was Rollins put through a damn table here at ringside, but now he's put through a wooden damn table. And that Mark Henry stirring up to his feet, but just like that, just like a tree, chopped right back down. Rollins is not afraid to decimate Mark Henry even more. And if Mark Henry continues to eat damage like this, ladies and gentlemen, it is not going to end well. And I don't think Mark is going to be World Heavyweight Champion for too much longer. This new version of this vision that Rollins had in store for everybody, you're seeing it here, right here, live tonight, as again Mark Henry re-busted open here. And oh man, this is Mark, all you had to do was accept this, and Mark didn't do that tonight Rollins decimating Mark Henry live here on Monday Night Raw. The message, the vision has been sent. Seth Rollins with a pedigree. And just for good measure, Mark Henry stirring up to his feet, but Rollins, Rollins, curb stomp, but Rollins isn't done. Rollins isn't done. Another curb stomp inbound for Mark Henry. Another curb stomp. Mark Henry ain't gonna be living much longer. And geez Louise, Rollins again. He realizes what he has to do here. And another stomp. This time on the handle. The handle of that sledgehammer, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute, utter domination from this new vision that Rollins has come up with, and it has taken out the World Heavyweight Champion. I've certainly had a lot of ups and downs in my career, Jacob, but you are my man, the top man with me. And this new bloodline of ours, 2026 is our year. But sometimes you got to make drastic decisions, and that's what I'm going to do. I should be World Heavyweight Champion. I should have won the Royal Rumble. There's a bunch of things I should have done. I should have won the Money in the Bank briefcase. There's a lot of things I should have done, but I haven't got it done because the people that are with me aren't helping me. So our bloodline, my bloodline, we got to do what I want to do. And what I want to do is get rid of you. Jacob, you know I've always respected you. You're strong, you're powerful, you command attention, but strength isn't everything. You think you're leading the new bloodline into the future. You think you're the one calling the shots. No. It's not about who throws the hardest punch, who walks in there with the loudest roar. It's about loyalty. It's about legacy. And let me tell you something, Fatu. You're about to learn a lesson. Oh, really? What lesson is that, Solo? You think you can just run me over? You're in my world now. The younger version of this bloodline goes through me. Do you see the reactions we get in this bloodline? It comes from me, Solo, not you. And if I'm honest, Solo, between you and me, I had the brighter future. You were co-works with Roman Reigns and even The Rock, and you still couldn't get a world title. You still couldn't get the WWE Championship. So I would tone down a little bit if I were you. No, Jacob. I'm about to change the rules. You've been you're running your mouth and thinking the bloodline bends to your will. But the final boss, The Rock, believes it's time to change things up. He says I'm the one writing history for this new bloodline, and sometimes I gotta make things right. And I'm gonna break what's already broken, and that is you. You see, Fatu, change isn't gentle, change is violent, and right now, it starts with you. And wait a minute, Solo with a Samoan spike to Jacob Fatu. And it seems like Solo Sikoa is turning his back on Jacob Fatu, ladies and gentlemen. We've already had one hell of an ending segment here, but now you have Solo Sikoa taking up Jacob Fatu. Yes, Jacob Fatu has a strong will as he has, but Solo Sikoa seems like he is bent on destruction, not taking that loss too wisely. He believes he should have won at the Royal Rumble, should have won at WrestleMania, but this man has absolutely snapped, and he is taking it out on Jacob Fatu here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm guessing it was bound to happen, ladies and gentlemen, but you hate to see it for the Samoan werewolf. This man has so much potential, a part of this bloodline that Solo had, but this is a results-given business, and when you don't do that in this business, you pay for it, and that's what you're seeing as another Samoan spike. And now, another table getting involved here. We saw it just moments ago, but now you're seeing this one being involved out here in the parking lot here in Las Vegas. All hell has broken out, and Solo Sikoa, quote unquote, taking out the trash with a belly to belly through the broken wooden table. But it seems like Solo is not done, ladies and gentlemen. He wants this message to be sent to the depths of this WWE roster and the rest of this bloodline, ladies and gentlemen, as a super kick right there to the face of Jacob Fatu. But again, Solo ain't done. Solo wants to make sure that this is legit and that they run what he wants to do. And now Solo really working on everything here. This is just absolutely horrendous, ladies and gentlemen. There's other ways. You don't just kick out a member of your group like this. Oh no! Oh my goodness! Breaking the glass door, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap! Solo Sikoa, and again breaking. Man, we're gonna have to pay for all of this, Solo. Jacob Fatu being just tossed into every single window here, ladies and gentlemen. Solo sees another one. I hope he doesn't destroy that one, but he might as well at this point, and he does. Jacob Fatu getting just absolutely decimated here, and Solo Sikoa with another Samoan spike, taking out Jacob Fatu here in the parking lot. And now a spinning Solo right on that parking spot again. Absolutely vicious version of Solo Sikoa. And if we continue to see this version of Solo Sikoa, ladies and gentlemen, maybe his goals of becoming world champion may very well be here very, very soon. As Solo again, Samoan spike. And he's not done. He's hitting everything on this man. It seems like this is a straight up personal attack here from Solo Sikoa, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely horrendous. And now, oh no, not that glass is there. That glass is there. Solo Sikoa, is he thinking about it? Solo Sikoa, he does. He breaks broken glass. He puts Fatu in it, and we have to get the hell out of here as Solo betrays Fatu. But no, wait a minute. Solo, Fatu is trying to get up. What in the hell is it? And like, you think just maybe these guys would stay down, but now Fatu gets beaten down once again. I mean, we understand Jacob Fatu, he's a Samoan werewolf, he's a man that does not want to stay down, but sometimes, maybe just sometimes, you stay down and live another day. But right now, he is not doing that, and he's getting decimated for it. And I believe Jacob just got busted wide open here, out here in the parking lot here of Monday Night Raw. I don't know how much more this man can withstand. We've had so much go on tonight. And Solo continues to bring that ass whooping to Jacob Fatu. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. But this is how we have to end it, with Solo taking out Jacob Fatu.